This Side of Jersey podcast, the #1 podcast in the world, is brought to you by the Puddin' Palace. Now, we have had the luxury and the honor of seeing this business grow from a small venture out of Miranda's kitchen to a full storefront located at 211 West Clinton Avenue in Oakland, New Jersey. Now, I know exactly what you're thinking, right? My mom makes pudding. I love it. My grandma makes it. Why would I ever abandon that? Listen, I'm going to tell you exactly why you would abandon that. Okay? This is exactly why. This is not normal pudding, ladies and gentlemen. The flavors are unreal. They have regular banana. They have birthday cake. They have cinnamon toast crunch, Dunkaroo, cookie madness, strawberry lemonade. The list goes on. My personal favorite, thanks for asking, is the strawberry shortcake. It comes with the crumbs. It's the real deal. All right? It is the real deal. They have full-size pans. They have personal size servings. They have gift boxes. You cannot go wrong. All right, so make your way to the Puddin' Palace, again located at 211 West Clinton Avenue in Oakland, New Jersey. Also on the website at www.thepuddinpalace.com. It is pudding with no G at the end. So again, that's www.thepuddinpalace.com. What is good? What is good? What is good? What is good? This Side of Jersey podcast, the #1 podcast in the world, self-appointed.
It's the gang.
It feels good to be back, gentlemen. Feels good.
Indeed.
Feels very good. I am your host, Steven. I go by Ugly Steven on Instagram.
I Robinson03_ on all platforms.
Yeah, and it's your boy B's on everything, you feel me?
Yes, sir. We got Korean Tay _ behind the camera. We got a good episode, fellas.
Indeed.
We got a very, very good episode. We're very excited to get into this. But first, we're going to get into our layup lines. For those who do not know, layup lines is a segment where we just get our guests a little loose. You know what I'm saying? Get the shoulders loose. You know what I mean? Creative juices flowing. Yeah. You know what I mean? All right. Ready?
Let's ball. Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. Let's start the clock. Leg day or chest day?
Oh, chest day.
Quads or triceps?
Quads.
Edge Fitness or LA Fitness?
Edge Fitness.
Photography or fashion design?
Ooh. Fashion design.
Mental health or physical health?
Mental health.
Nikon or Canon?
Canon.
Church on a Sunday or Bible study on weekdays?
Church on a Sunday.
That's time. There it is.
Okay.
Very nice.
Okay.
Well done. Well done, sir.
Yeah.
That was rough.
Indeed.
Yeah, he hit you with a couple joints that stumbled you up, but we grew up.
That's intentional. That's good.
Yeah. Well done, though. Well done. Very well done.
Thank you.
Y'all, listen, man. This special guest we got, man, I know him as a friend first. But if we get into let's get into the professional titles first. He is a health and wellness coach for now 8 years. He is a photographer of now 4 years. He is an entrepreneur. He is a designer. And in his own words, he is just simply a creative with a message. Ladies and gentlemen, Ross Richards is in the building.
Big love, bro.
Love it. Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for
Yes, sir.
Indeed.
Yes, sir.
That's amazing.
Yeah, man. So, how you feeling, bro?
I feel great, bro. I feel amazing. I feel happy to be here. I'm excited. I'm really excited to do this one.
Yes, sir.
It's fine Sunday. Absolutely.
Yeah. Feel me right on the Lord's Day. Yeah,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
good one. So I'm hyped, bro.
Yeah, man. We appreciate you lacing us. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you see me got that shit on.
Yeah.
Great.
I see what's going on. I see what's going
You know
on.
what I mean? Yes, sir.
Great.
Listen, man. How do we meet? We met through basketball.
We met through basketball. Yeah.
And you were one of my sister's friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how we met.
Yep.
Man, Man, I met you at such a different time, bro.
Yeah.
At such a different time, bro. Talk to us. Let's start with our first question. When did you decide to become an entrepreneur? Because like I said, I knew you through sports.
Right.
When did the transition come to putting basketball down? Usually, I know that's hard for a lot of people.
Right.
When you realize
Word.
that's not what's meant for.
That's
you.
always hard.
It's a rough one.
Yeah. So then
How
what
you
was
going to the league?
It's a rough one. It's a rough one.
It's like, no way I'm not going to the league.
Exactly.
Boy.
Exactly. So what was that transition like when obviously you weren't going to the NBA?
Right.
But what happened next? What was next?
So that's a great question. So for me, that transition it came effortlessly for me because I always had an entrepreneurial spirit. So I didn't realize until the other day, I started being an entrepreneur as a kid, probably my first time really being a serious entrepreneur was in high school. I was a freshman, and me and my one of my best friends, Mike Douglas, his dad had all these socks in the cellar, and we found them. They were like the girly socks, you know what I mean? Cartoons, figures and stuff. And we just it was like 100 pair, and we brought them to high school, and we were just selling them like, yo, $1. And at the time, at Pensacola, track is big, so the track team was rocking them. Like, yeah, these fire.
Tough.
So then track team picked it up, then the football team picked it up, and we was just hustling socks. But I really took it head on. I came back from Mike he's like, yeah, bro, you could have all of them, do more. So I did 200 socks, and so that I always had that kind of hustlers, just trying to make my own spirit. But it got real for me when health coaching came about. So when that was in 2013, and I just wanted to change myself. I just wanted to get better. I wanted to get healthy. I wanted to get fit. I wanted to be happy on the inside for real. And
can I ask you why you wanted that? Was that something that you just always wanted for yourself? Or did you was it a lot of people have to throw themselves into fitness? You know what I mean? Right. How did you stumble upon that mindset?
Yeah, so I got into that because that started with basketball.
Okay.
I loved basketball so much growing up. And they used to be like, yo, he's like the fat kid that's good, but he would be really good if he lost some weight. Wow. And I'm so I was like, yo, so weight was always, and it fluctuated. When I played in high school, during the season, I would be in shape, and then off season, I would gain more weight. So that was always a thing with me, you feel me? Didn't want to be the chubby kid anymore. I just wanted to feel good. So when I started to change my health and take it serious, I did that 3 months, lost 32 pounds, 6 inches around my waist, and everybody was like, yo, how did you do that? And then that's when I started to build a business around it, start taking it serious, started going to trainings, started learning nutrition, fitness, building a team, and shout out to my Herbalife team and family when we started that. So that was the beginning of my entrepreneurial journey.
Indeed. What was something that when you became an entrepreneur, right?
Mm-hmm.
What were some of the obstacles you ran into? Because obviously entrepreneurship can be a new idea.
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
You learn kind of as you go, right?
Yeah.
So what were some of the obstacles you ran into in starting that?
Really management, just management. So just learning you have to manage everything that you're doing, everything, all the income, all the outcome, all the creativity, the post. We have a different aspect with social media now, so that was a big aspect. So not only do you manage your product and your business, but you got to manage social media. So you have to put on 10 hats and be the entire business for the first probably 5 to 10 years. And then so that was the challenges and obstacles. It's okay, so it's not just the product and whatever if it's a product or a service you're serving, it's the behind the scenes of, and then having your real life, not losing your mind in it, you got people tugging on you, yo, you're not around no more, you don't family, friends, so stuff like that. But it's worth it.
So even then, you talk a little bit, I know right now it's been a little bit about it's Men's Mental Health Month or something like that we celebrate.
Right.
Yeah, Men's Mental Health. Talk a little bit about when you get in your little ruts, maybe when you balancing a lot of life stuff going on and, fitness as well as the fashion journey. Is fitness your outlet? Do you use your people as your outlet? What's your little outlet?
That's a great question. So my first outlet is God always.
Indeed,
my relationship with him is what has me here, what saved me, what kept me, and why I'm so passionate about just sharing that message. So that's my number one outlet.
Absolutely.
But physically, definitely fitness. And anytime I'm going through something, that's always there, right? They can't take that away. So I could go run Cooper River. I know that's 3.8 miles.
Indeed.
I could get, that's a good 35, 40 minutes to clear my mind. And afterwards, you always feel better, regardless of what's going on. Because it's work on yourself. There's been times where I didn't have a job, but I could work on myself. So that kept me going as well. So when it comes to mental health, that, and then just like taking care of your mind isn't just finding out what I need to feel good. So for me, in the morning, I need my alone time.
Right.
I got to get up, pray. I got to make my cup of tea, get my glass of tea, and sit by myself, pray, and then be in silence before I interact with anyone.
Gotcha.
So I start my morning powerful. Now I fill my cup up. I can pour out my cup throughout the day to whoever needs what.
Talk that, King. Okay, the gems. All right, heard you.
Yes,
Indeed.
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
So I did kind of want to piggyback, bro, on the mental health month and everything like that. So you did mention that, you were fluctuating with your weight with sports in high school.
Yes.
For the listeners that don't know, can you give a little explanation on where you're from, the high school that you went to,
Yes, sir.
and then how that kind of transpired into like the people around you and the mentality around you that kind of made you, get into the mindset that you're in now?
Yeah, man. That's a great question as well, bro. So, going back to what you said, my weight, the fitness journey started with my weight really fluctuating and me taking it serious in high school, right? Wanting to be a basketball player. From Pensacola, New Jersey. Very proud of that. And because for people that don't know, Pensacola is probably one of the most unique places in the state and in the country, if you ask me.
Talk about it.
We're the most diverse high school in the state. That was a fact. You know what I mean?
Are we?
Yeah, we were. Yeah, we are.
That's
We are the
crazy.
most diverse.
That's
Yeah, you didn't know? Yeah.
did not know that.
Yeah, I remember learning that, and it made perfect sense. Like, 20% white, Asian, black, Hispanic.
Facts.
So most diverse high school in the state, and it's a pretty big school behind like township or whatever. You have other schools, but anyway, very diverse school, and our area it puts pressure on the individual and the kid to be themselves. Because you could be pulled. Like, we're right in between Camden and Cherry Hill. Absolutely. So that was something I always thought about in my mind. And it was like, you see a lot of people, you can get pulled of not trying to be, but there's pressure of how that is over there in the hood right now, just a few blocks away. Right. You know what I mean? Even though we're very close, we're very similar, but it's a big difference in the way that if you're living in Camden or Pensacola. And then you have Cherry Hill, which is an extreme jump. You feel me? Which is the suburbs. You know what I mean? So you got to kind of battle. Who are you? I've seen people fall into. I'm like, that's not really you, but I get it though. So I don't judge them. I just get it. So I was always focused on being myself. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, because I could have easily. I've seen people that they wanted to act like they were, were the suburbs, and they adopted those actions, and I get that. I knew that wasn't me, but I get it. Because they wanted, they wanted a different aesthetic, a different way of living. They want to be viewed a different way to get different things. Right. So I understood all that, but all that made a lot of sense to me, and I was always kind of aware of that. And I was like, I just want to be myself, and that got me into just going after what I want. Changing my body, changing my mental, and just being strong-minded. Like I said, because we have a lot of pressure, you could easily become something that you're not.
Indeed.
You feel me?
For sure.
Man.
That's beautiful.
I can dig it.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your transition.
Okay.
Because like you said, you did the health and fitness for a while.
Yes.
You still do it.
Yeah.
I don't want to take that from you.
Yeah. No, all good.
You started picking up designing clothes.
Yes, sir.
You started picking up designing clothes. How did that come about?
So I always was into fashion, but I just didn't notice it. Like, it was like a subconscious thing that I liked, but I never owned it. I never spoke it, so I didn't realize it. It started getting more serious when I was 20, 21. And that just came from alterations of us going out and me picking up fashion trends and just doing it myself. Right. So 21 now, you could go out where we go, right? Like Philly, AC. So it's yo, it's lit. Everybody would meet up at my crib. All the homies, right? Everybody, right? Frank, Theo, Chris, Bad Boy, everybody, right?
Shout
so
out
the gang.
Yeah, the gang. It's so many. I can't list everybody, but they'd meet up at the crib. And I would always they'd be like, yo, Rich, do cuts in my jeans. Bro, do this for me. Yo, how you do the hood? Boom, boom. So I would just do that real quick before we go out while we're drinking or something. And then we head out. Yeah. So then, after me doing it a while, I'm like, yo, why everybody keep asking me to make cuts and alterations to their jeans and stuff? And I'm like, oh, I kind of I like clothes and fabric. And my grandmother sews all my life, so I knew how to sew as well. Nice. So it really became real. Once again, I started doing, I made hats. I had this idea to make hats for Herbalife. So, I was doing fitness and Herbalife. And I was in Herbalife, a big thing is use, wear, talk. So that's our big three. Okay. Use the product, so you could become the product. You wear it, so we'd be branded up with like Herbalife stuff. But I always wanted my own kind of stuff. Like I always wanted my own look. So I was like, I'm gonna make some hats, dad hats. Everyone wears a dad hat, and I made the dad hats, and they kind of went crazy. I made 35 of them. Theo came over to the house to shoot them. I was living downtown at the time on 4th Street. Shout out Camden. Shout out downtown. And Theo came over, shot those. I think I made 35 of them, and I posted it. And I was scared. I was terrified because I've never been looked at as like a creative or a fashion designer, or you know what I mean. So I'm like, are people gonna Like I was nervous. I posted it, went to sleep, woke up, they all were sold out. So I was like, oh, I could do this.
Wow.
Yeah, bro.
Oh, that's lit. That's lit.
That's what happened.
That's elite.
Shout out Theo for coming over, helping me create that.
So talk about that fear a little bit, though. You said you had a fear like that it wasn't going to take off. Like you kind of was like,
right,
are people going to buy this? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, did that fear sit with you for a while? Did you have to like talk yourself up over that? Like what was that stage like?
Right. So the interesting part about that, I didn't have that fear coming up. Like, as in, like, when I made the decision I was going to do it, I was like, yo, this is what I'm going to do. And it's going to, like, I have a high belief in myself, and it stems from my belief in God. So I'm like, yo, this is going to be fire. I can see it. Like, God, that's how I get all my ideas. They, like, straight downloads. It's a vision. I'll see it in my mind. I'm like, all right, I'm going to do that. Right. So there was no fear leading up. But the fear only struck right before I had to post it, because now it's real. I remember I was in the kitchen, and I sat down on the floor, and I'm like, why do I feel so, like, anxious? Like, what is this? And I was like, oh, I'm scared because I'm about to show them what I've been working on, and no one have seen it. And so it just came out of nowhere, like, oh, they don't. Up until this point, I was just the Herbalife bull. Like, like, so I'm like, damn, I'm going to post hats. They're going to be like, boy, them things is weak. Right. So fear always a liar, bro. He's a liar. So, you know what I mean? And people let that stop them. Right. So.
That's why I wanted you to talk on that, bro, because there's so many people, bro. Like, somebody, like, shout out Chris right now, who's really starting to spread his wings right now.
Yes.
Shout out that party that's coming up on the 24th.
My dog, he's on here right now. It's funny.
Indeed.
Look,
Chris,
he just said I need to hear this, too.
Yes, sir.
Shout you out, Chris.
We was just talking about Chris. But, yeah, like, a lot of people have that fear of, like, doing something. It's like, yo, you really can do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like you got to just prove it to yourself.
That's really the difference,
you know
bro.
Like,
that's the difference between the people that do it and that don't. Like, remember when I came in, I was like, yo, I'll just be doing.
Yeah,
so I take that as practice. I know that that's a real thing. So I'm like, anything that comes to my mind that I'm connected to in my heart, I'm doing it. I don't care what nobody thinks. I really don't care at all.
Tough.
And then the more I've done that, the more successful I've been. So I'm like, well, clearly,
you manifesting correctly.
Yeah.
Indeed.
You know what I
mean? This Side of Jersey podcast, the #1 podcast in the world, is brought to you by Sleeves Inc. Antoine Dickerson and his business partners provide a customized product to organizations that you cannot find anywhere else. They design athletic sleeves to accent teams' uniforms for high school, college, and professional sports. A one-of-one product that's exclusive for each particular team. They offer arm sleeves, headbands, gladiator masks, wristbands, mouthpieces, and socks. And they are still also in the process of expanding their catalog. Visit Sleeves Inc. on Instagram, that's SLEEVEZINC on Instagram, and DM your order to get a 3 to 5 business day shipping deal on your order. So who inspires you fashion-wise? You got into fashion, like, who do you have people who inspire you? You got people you look to?
Right.
What's your, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Sheesh, I mean, pretty clear, especially a lot of people know Kanye is like my dog on different levels, as in like inspiration, right? So, Ye, clearly, futuristic looks, and I always live in the future. I always say that, like, my mind is always forward. So, Ye, Jerry Lorenzo. Who else inspires me with fashion? As in, like, fashion designers, or just even...
Just in general, just the fashion mind. What gets you going? Like,
right.
Is there certain styles that you like?
Yeah.
Like I said, designers,
exactly.
brands,
so,
like...
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so, like, you know, on that end, Jerry Lorenzo. And then my style is more so just clean, but unique. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? So like I don't my style isn't too like crazy or extremely creative, you know what I mean? But I kind of like that because it holds a power. Like something can kind of be like just plain, but it just looks well. It just feels good. It looks well. So like that's like my vibe when it comes to fashion.
Indeed, we all wearing it right now. So we talk about this like it's simple, but it DieEmpty. So talk about a little bit what that means. Like, I mean, that's something that like when I first saw it, I mean, people are gonna have different interpretations of what it means, but because it's gonna mean something different to everybody. But talk about what it means to you and how it inspired you.
Right. So, yeah, man. So what DieEmpty means to me is it goes back to that conversation of fear. So it really stems from fear. So it stems from me having a relationship with fear and noticing it and realizing how limited I've been living because of fear and all the other things that I really want to do and have inside of me, but I haven't touched it because of fear. You feel me? So I was like, nah, my new goal, my end goal for me is to die empty. Everything that I have inside of me, every vision, dream, gift God sent me, I'm going to go after that. I'm going to pour it out and I'm going to manifest it until I'm not here no more. So that's what die empty means to me.
Love it.
Yeah, I can dig that.
Love it.
Hey, bro, I'm gonna tell you something, bro. All you on this fashion idea, bro.
Right.
I have a problem with the way a lot of these rappers dress.
Right.
Like, it seems to me that they have no concept of fashion, right? And then they kind of just like, for example, I love Lil Baby as an artist. Every outfit I see him, I'm like, bro, that looks ridiculous. Like, you like, there's no way you put that on. It was like, like really thought that was
in the mirror
hard.
like this joint hard, bro.
So I guess like you said, like, are there any rappers that inspire you, like fashion wise, like Young Thug? Does he like? I would say Young Thug because I think he's very flamboyant.
Right,
he's fashion. Right, fashion. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like right. I mean, I don't know. Like, I would have to see. Like, that's kind of how my mind works. I don't really store a lot. It's like what's in front of me. So if we went through like a slide of 20 rappers, I'd be like, nah, his wave is like, I mean,
do you find that you see more fire outfits than not fire?
No, not at all. No, the outfits are trash most of the time. But I think I see the understanding. So when I see a fit, I understand how that came about. So I'll see a fit. I won't even be like, that's trash. I know why it's trash. Like you're on. Yeah. Like these artists, like, you know, we understand that game too. So the artists, like, each artist is different. Majority of them don't have a stylist. It's few that be like, no, I got my own swag and this how I'm carrying it. You feel me? Like I love like J. Cole, how he carries his style, not because of what he's wearing, but the fact that he I love hoops. That's a part of his brand. He's performed the concert in Nike Tech. You feel me? Like you know what I mean? So stuff like that, it's all expression. Like, and that's why I like clothes, because I could speak to you without saying something.
Indeed.
You feel me? Just off like my fit. Yeah.
Indeed.
Hey, man, I just wanted to hear you say them fits was trash.
I
just wanted to hear you say that. That's
trash.
That's all. Listen, man, we know how heavy and how important your spirituality is.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a major part of who you are.
Facts.
And it's been that way for as long as I can remember. You know what I mean?
Man, that's dope.
Yeah, indeed. How has your spirituality been present in your business aspect? How have you incorporated your spirituality? I know one way you said is through God and your lack of fear, right? But how else? Like, what other ways has your spirituality transitioned or carried you, right? Or you've seen it like blossom in your entrepreneurial life? Right.
It's interesting because my spirituality, you know, I'll say faith, right? But my faith is actually is the reason for all of my success. Of course, to this point, but like to come, like even just after today, like I know I'm in a season where I'm taking off, but that's because I'm stepping in faith. And to be honest, it's because I'm not doing it by my hands. Like, God, that was a message God spoke to me earlier last year. And he was like, I'm about to do something, but it's going to be new, and it's going to be by my hands, which is why he told me, I saw you when you were down and out. I've seen all your struggles. I see you, and I'm about to take off. But it's going to be because of, you know, God knows. I always say this, God knows I'm not going to forget about him, and he knows I'm going to be loud and bold. Like, I always tell people, like, that's why I know I'm going to be successful. And they'd be like, how? I don't have a plan. I don't know. I like to do different things, but something's going to take off, and it's because God knows I'm going to exalt him at the top of the mountaintop.
Absolutely.
Because I'm going to be that loud for him, he's just going to show off. So it's really like, it sounds cliche, like it's not me, but it's facts. I'm a part of it. I'm just being obedient. So like, and I know ideas is what's going to change my life, not working for somebody, which is nothing wrong with working until you get your life changed.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so that's what it is for me.
Indeed.
Nah, I love that. So like, where do you see yourself and your business in the next like 5 to 10 years? Where, like, in a perfect world, where would you like to see it expand to?
Right. Great question, Bree. So, next 5 to 10 years, bro, it's crazy. For real, because even in this, like, you have to. Right now, I'm battling fear in my mind. I'm like, I got something big to say, but then it's like, nah, you say bigger. But next 5 to 10 years, bro, I'm not sure, but I know I'll be a very impactful speaker. I know there will be a school involved. I know there will be a some kind of creative academy, possibly. I know I'll be banded more, joined together with other people in business as well. It's not just going to be me, or you know what I mean.
I could dig it.
You know, just a part of a lot of big things wherever God brings me, bro. But yeah, I know those things will be for sure. Next 5 to 10 years, I definitely know. Speaking will be a huge part of what I do on a high level, whatever high is for people. But like I said, that's by the hands of God, really not me. He knows I'm crazy enough to say what he says to me, and most people
I could dig it.
aren't. You feel me?
Absolutely.
Listen, so let me ask you this. Because obviously, like you said, like, you know, you're going to be successful in what you do, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to take off. It's going to work.
Right.
Aside from money,
Yeah.
what
Yes, sir.
is the next best feeling you can get from your business? What feels just as good or the next best thing to a financial success?
Right. Aside from money is like people that I don't know saying, hey, that changed my life, or that really moved me. You know what I mean? Like, I had a conversation with somebody very important to me, and they really wanted to help me elevate in what I want to do. And we were talking about the speaking thing, and he was like, motivational speaking, like, which is nothing wrong with him saying that. Like, yeah, I'm like, yeah, that's part of, but I was like, no, like, motivation comes and goes, and that's why people have to revisit it to get motivation every day. Like, I want to speak and tell people something that's going to change them internally, so they think about that every day. Like, that moved them in how they live.
Right.
You feel me? Like, motivation is still fire. You feel me? And we all need it. I go watch my motivation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when you speak something differently, that can alter someone's life. So why DieEmpty took a growing the way it did. When I did the DieEmpty, merch, I have a bunch of mantras in my head that, like, you know what I mean? Like, the next one's is going to be hope dealers. But DieEmpty, thank you, bro. But DieEmpty, it kind of got bigger than what I expected. And that's because it hit people, what Ivan said.
Yeah.
It means DieEmpty is like, what I learned is everyone, like, it has a life of its own. It means something different to everyone. So I started talking to people, and they would tell me what DieEmpty meant to them, and I'm like, I never even thought that.
Wow.
And once that happened about like 3-4 times, I was like, oh, this is way bigger than me. You feel me? Like, so I got to step back and just let God work. So then, because it was gonna be Rich Fit Media and then different mantras, but it was like, nah, this is a bigger message.
Yeah.
Speaking to a lot of people.
So that's the most important, bro. I just want to be impactful. I want to be significant.
Facts.
Just significant.
So.
I don't like money and all that means nothing to me at all. Like, people know, like, people that know, they like, I give everything away, which is a lesson I had to learn. I had to stop doing that.
Hey, man, you blessing.
Yeah, no,
That's
for
one
sure,
thing.
for sure.
That's one thing, bro. Like, we talked about high character off the camera, bro. But that's something that, like, people can count on getting from you, bro. It's like blessed.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah,
You know
absolutely.
what I'm saying?
That's
like,
love.
uplifted
Facts.
or blessed or,
Yeah.
like, you know what I'm saying? Shifted in some
Moved,
way. Like,
yeah.
your presence, the way you speak, bro, that's just, like, that's
you,
who
bro.
you are. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So, like,
yeah. That means
Yeah,
everything.
bro.
Always good energy from you, bro.
Always, bro.
Always.
Always, bro.
And same, likewise with all y'all. You feel me?
Appreciate
Yes,
you,
sir.
man.
Yes, sir,
Oh, yeah, for
bro.
real.
Yes, sir. This Side of Jersey podcast, the number one podcast in the world, is brought to you by It's a Mighty Thing Incorporated. Have you been eager to learn how to defend yourself? Do you want to get in shape? Have you been looking to learn from the best? Or just eager to try something different? From a hometown Philadelphia kid to a rising star to now pro boxing Hall of Famer, come down to Ivan Robinson's Kingdom Boxing Gym and Fitness, located at 4434 Griscom Avenue, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and get lessons from a legend. The magic is in the work, and the work is what breeds champions and legends like your very own former IBF and USBA lightweight champion, Ivan Robinson. Different classes and options are available. To find out more, visit kingdomphilly.com or contact 215-839-1400. That's 215-839-1400. The gym is open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., and Saturday and Sunday, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. That's kingdomphilly.com to find out more. Photography.
Yeah.
Photography. Talk about that. Photography.
Yeah, man.
I think what obviously our guests should be getting by now is that you're a man of many hats. Like you say you just do, right? So like photography is just another one of those things, right? So like, where did that come from?
So photography came from when I made the hats. Theo pulled up. Theo's photographer. That's my dog. Theo shot the hats in the backyard. Boom, boom, boom. He left the camera.
Shout out Theo.
Yeah, shout out Theo. But y'all know Theo forget everything. So he left. He left and forgot the camera.
Yo, facts.
Yo, you know Theo. He just lives like he's crazy, man. So he left the camera. I started taking more pics, and I took like a fire pic. I'm like, oh, I can do this. I'm like, you know, in my mind, when you see a camera, you think it's like it's a lot that goes into it. Now, when you do it professionally, of course it is. But if you're just trying to take a fire pic for a dad hat to sell on Instagram, I was just like, oh, I can do this. And I always noticed that when it's something I thought was like more difficult and then I realized I can do it, I'm like, oh. And then I was like, I just want my brand to look good. And I can't call Theo every time I make something.
Right.
So I was like, let me buy a camera. And I bought a camera and that's how. And I've always been the person to document things. Like I'm a documentarian by heart. Like, so when it comes to photography, that's what I love to do. I'm not really the studio dude like that. Like, now I capture day-to-day moments, life, and I like to freeze time. Like, that's how I feel. So that's where that came from.
Talk a little bit about where that's taking you now, though, so the photography business. I mean, people who follow you can see, like, you're connected with many people, whether it's basketball, like you're doing videos for basketball, you're taking pictures of, like, your own merch. Just talk a little bit about where that's taking you.
Yeah, so once again, it changed my life, bro. And that's why, like, I'm so grateful, man, because so many times I could have, if I didn't follow my instincts, a certain line of doors would have been closed for me. You feel me? So when I got the camera, for my mind, I got the camera, like I said, for clothes and for my brand. But me loving to document everything and post pictures naturally. Like, everybody knows when we're out, they know Ross captured the entire night. Like, so we in the group chat. Like, so I've been a photographer all my life just on an iPhone or a Nokia or whatever, right? So I got the camera, posting. God, that's good. Posting. And I was in the in-between stage of, I'm always in between sunrise. So I don't know what I'm about to do next. I'm like, damn, man, kind of down and out. And I get a call from my guy, get a call from my brother, Gil. He's like, yo, what's up? I'm like, what's good, bro? And he's like, yo, those pictures you've been taking. I mean, the pictures you've been posting. Yeah. You took those? I'm like, yeah. He's like, all right, bet. Bye. If you know good, like, that's how he is. He's real short. Like, sometimes he just, like, sporadic. All right, bro. All right. Like, that's it, nigga? Like, nah, I love you, bye. What the hell? A few weeks later, I'm actually working out at the park in my grandmother's crib, and he calls me. He's like, yo, bro, you took those last pics you just posted too? I'm like, yeah. He's like, all right, I want to hire you. It's like, word? And it was crazy because bro doesn't really, like, he's stubborn when it comes to any compliment, if you know it. You feel me? So I knew, like, he's not just going to do that because you his man's, like, anybody knows. So I was like, you feel me? I was like, okay, I got something here for real. And that was my first time starting to, travel photography. So now I'm out and about, just capturing moments, And that would have never happened if Theo didn't come over and leave his camera.
Hey, man, shout out Theo, man. Shout out Theo, man.
Theo, man.
For sure.
Right time, right place. That's beautiful, man.
So with photography, bro, I got a question, man.
Yeah.
Because you're a photographer. And something about photography that's so crazy to me is, like, seeing the finished product. Like, I feel like the photographer sees something that a normal person wouldn't see.
Right.
So there is like a capture and editing process in, like, photos. is it always necessary for you to see the final product, or are you kind of trying to find something in the editing of it?
Right.
Like what? Like
That's a great question.
yeah, bro. It seems like it's so layered.
So
and, you feel me?
So for me, the way I create with everything, which is like a lot of my best creations come off of mistakes. So even with clothes, it's been like that where something ripped and messed up. So I'm like, damn, now I got to cover this up with something else. And I'm like, oh, that's tough. Shout out to that rip. Or so it's just like that for photography. But all of like, I've realized that's how I create. I take something that's like less than, and I try to, and I gotta make great out of it. So for photography, my best aspect is editing when it comes to that. And so for me, it's like, yeah, as I try to capture everything that I'm connected to, and then let's see what I can create out of it. You know what I mean? But sometimes you just see it, and it's like, hold on, and you got to take command of the room, take command of whatever your photography. Hold on, go back there, boom, 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 and that was something I had to learn to start doing. But like I said, what moves me is documentary style photography. So I like capturing raw moments. Like for me, I would be a photographer doing this right now. Like, wow, you know, if it's a podcast going on, I'm capturing the moments, emotion,
absolutely,
like that. And I like that because, like I said, that's my way. I get to say like I like to freeze time. You never know. You want to look back like, yo, remember this and what this meant, and look at what happened.
Indeed.
Yeah, so that's how I am with that.
You actually hit me up and you said you wanted to come to one of my classes. You
Yeah,
said.
yeah.
I remember that. Yeah,
remember? Yeah,
I remember that.
I know what's important to like capture, and I know like God helps me with visions, and I can see like, yo, I can see forward, and then I can see backwards. Like, oh, all right, that's fire, bro. It's a professor now. You feel me? And I'm like, in 20 years, that'll be fire for him to see his first year. You feel me? Teaching like that'd be tough.
Yeah, that's tough. That's
It's
tough.
like, and then look back at that, you know, stuff like that. Like that's why I have everybody's, like all the homies that do music, committee music. Shout out to family. Like,
shout out to family.
I have all of their stuff. I got Starge from 10 years ago, Frank from 10 years ago, Ant from 10 years ago, Theo, Tab, 10 years ago.
Wow.
Like, yeah, bro. And they be like, yo, why you save everything? And now they be like, yo,
I'm glad you did.
yeah.
Indeed.
Bro, we still got a link on that too, bro. Maybe sometime next semester,
let
bro.
me know.
Yeah, we should definitely link on that.
Let me know, bro. Yeah, everything not about now.
We
So it's like,
definitely
what
should do
happened.
that.
Yeah, we don't see that, bro. Bro, we don't see that, bro.
Word.
Professor looks like you, look like us. Like,
Word.
you feel me?
Nah,
Like, and the
absolutely.
aspects you give and with the fire and tenacity that you bring to those rooms, bro, is amazing. So
Thank you.
it's
bro.
very important. Yeah, man.
Appreciate
That's
you
big.
for sure.
That's big stuff.
Word up.
Bro, I remember one time we met, bro, when I was working at AT&T. Bees was there too. I don't know if he was there. Bees might have been there.
Probably was, yeah.
You know, he came in a few times.
I was there a couple
bro.
of times, and Ross used to pull up. Yeah.
And I never forget, bro, when you said, I think it was around the time we just started with the hats, I think.
Okay.
I don't know. It was early on.
Right.
It wasn't DieEmpty yet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
It was
right,
early
right.
on. And you said, I'm paraphrasing, but you basically said, like, if you love something, I'm paraphrasing.
Right.
You just said if you love something or like if you believe in yourself or something along those lines.
Yeah.
You said basically you can monetize anything, is what you said.
Yeah.
You was like, you don't have to be like a basketball player to wear sports gear or
Right.
to brand sports gear. Like
Yeah.
if you believe in yourself of something, like you have a faith, for example,
Yep.
you can monetize that. Like you can make it merch. You can like sell
Yeah.
it. And I just was like, bro, I feel like that's so like, that's what people don't understand about entrepreneurship. It's like, bro, you don't like when I buy DieEmpty, I'm buying you.
Right.
Indeed.
You feel what I'm saying? Like I'm
Indeed.
buying Ross. Like you feel what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm not buying.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
I'm pouring into him and what he believes in the
bro.
message. Absolutely, yeah.
And when you look at other people's like entrepreneurial journeys, you can just tell like, are you selling a brand or are you selling yourself?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like how is this going to hold? You know what I mean?
It's a different conversation.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, is that just cool or are you connected to that?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I think we buy for a ton of reasons, but one of the biggest reasons is because like we buy into you. Like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like we believe you.
Specifically with like me and my brand.
Exactly.
It's that. And yeah, I knew that was a difference. Like, yeah. I saw that void. Like, I was like, I don't think I have to do it how everyone else does it. I was like, I literally remember I was like, yo, I just want words on nice clothes, and that's going to be my brand.
Word.
And it's not going to be like no shade to anyone else, but you know, it's not going to be art or, you know, or crazy design or pictures and logo. Like, And I, you know, when I feel it, I do those things from time. But like, I was like, I think it could just be plain. Like, I don't see that, and I want that. I was like, and if it's powerful and I'm connected to it, I think it'll work.
That shit working.
Indeed.
That shit working.
Thank you, bro.
And working for sure.
Yeah, man.
Indeed.
Appreciate you.
What else is on the agenda? What can we expect to see like soon? What can we expect?
Right. Really, what's on the agenda is more polished moves. So just me, like, you know what I mean? Just the same things, but just more polished. You know what I mean? A fluidity of business. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I've really been focusing on my customer service. I realized I always knew that because that's starting with Herbalife, like that's business.
Yeah.
So I just want my business to flow very smooth and elegant for my people because I really care about my people. So moving towards being more stocked up in the store. I'll be in the store very soon.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Yes,
So
sir.
yeah.
Indeed.
We'll be in the store very
Congratulations.
soon.
Well, early congratulations on that.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it, man.
Indeed.
Thank you so much, man. So yeah, so just things like that. And then of course, just I'm not going backwards. So you know, the product will it'll get better every day, every season, every year. So specifically outerwear, I'm coming with some coats.
Okay.
Yeah,
Really?
That's fine.
Some long coats, man.
Man, that's fine.
You just dropped the pants.
Yeah,
the cargo
yeah,
pants.
yeah,
Indeed.
yeah.
Congratulations on the
Thank you.
drop. Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
so, and that was kind of like a fun drop just to see like, yo, this is what I want to do. But you know, so just more serious moves.
Word.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yep.
Hey, well, listen, man. We love what we see. We love what we get with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We love it.
Thank you.
We
Thank
want
you.
to continue to support, pouring into you.
Big love.
Indeed. Can you plug yourself?
Always support.
Plug your where we can find you.
Right. Yeah. So I'm Rich Fit Media on all platforms. So RichFitMedia on all platforms: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I'm Ross Richards. But yeah, man. So y'all follow me, reach out to me, message me. You got any questions about anything? Anyone I can help. I'm open, man. Open vessel. So just hit me. I got you.
We love it, man.
Word up.
You love
Word
it, man.
up.
We love
Listen,
it.
That's pure motivation right there.
Listen, man. It's This Side of Jersey podcast. Wait, before we head out, let's do Gem Jar before we head out.
Oh, yeah, we can do
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, no.
For
indeed.
those who do not know, we're bugging. For those who do not know, Gem Jar is a segment where we like to just bring up some fun facts that you may, right? Or just a gem that you can give someone else. It could be a fun fact, it could be something inspirational, it could be anything, right? So I'm very excited about my gem.
Come on.
I'm very excited.
Come on now.
because I found out that I wasn't alone in this. Okay. So people who are very close to me may know that I, disgustingly enough, have this thing where I can pull like stringed like mucus out of my eye.
Okay.
Like, you know how you get eye like stuff in your
Right,
eyes?
Right.
But they're like slimy and you can like drag them out like they're like
Boy
hair
got
almost.
the
Like
eye
string.
boogies.
You know what exactly what I'm talking about, Bees, because you've seen it. So, bro, I cannot find another person on this planet who like did this. Like, it's to the point like when I go out in public, like I'm like conscious of it. Like I'm not trying to like
Yeah.
Have too much eye work going on.
exactly because it does look nasty. If no one knows, like it does look nasty. So I found out that it is something called mucus fishing syndrome. Is what it's called.
Wow.
It's called mucus fishing syndrome. So what happens is so hear me out. So it's called mucus fishing syndrome, and basically what it is when your eye, it happens mostly when your eye gets irritated. So and my eyes get irritated a lot. Like I'm if you ever catch me like hang out with me for a day, like I'm touching my eye.
Right.
The eye gets irritated and produces like whatever this thing is, and then you pull it out. But what happens is the more you pull it out, the more it keeps coming. Which is what I just found out also today. So not only did I find out what it was, I found out how to stop it, essentially.
Okay.
So I guess part of the syndrome is you continuing to do it, I guess. But apparently if you stop doing it for like 2 weeks, it'll stop producing.
Okay.
But you got to like keep your hands off your eyes. Or
Yeah.
something.
You got to lock in.
Exactly. I got to lock in. Yeah.
Be a little disciplined, my brother.
Lock in.
Be a little disciplined, my brother. That's all.
It's truly a discipline. Because if I'm home, I'm just doing it.
You're just doing it.
Like I'm just not even
Mindlessly,
and for girls, I'm not gonna say girls. For people who wear mascara, I'm sorry, it's black. So for me, it's just like a white, like
Right.
thing.
Okay. Right.
But it looks black.
Okay.
for people
Oh,
with
that's
mascara,
different.
so it looks like they're pulling like hair out of their eye. Or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
wow.
disgusting.
Bless him. Pray over that, brother.
I'm not alone though. So
Yeah.
thank God for TikTok, bro.
Shout out to you and all parties involved in
Yo.
that, man. Prayers up.
Yo,
Yeah,
man,
bro.
I'm getting
Yeah, prayers to everybody involved, man.
All parties involved, you feel me?
So if y'all see me for the next 2 weeks and I got like my hands like I'm wearing like oven mitts,
Take the shades.
Word up.
it's because
It's
I don't
cool.
want to.
Discipline.
Yeah.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, I'm trying to rid myself of this syndrome.
Indeed.
Right.
That's fine, bro.
Bees, you got a gym for us, Bees?
Yeah. I guess I can go next. I guess my gem would be anybody out there right now that's in the damn crypto and the NFT space. I do not want to hear it or see it in 30 or in 10 years about stuff
I'm about to say
complaining
it's
about
gonna be a
it.
little sooner
I'm
than
telling
that.
y'all, this is bro, this is the easiest time to get into it. I would just
my.
tell people Coinbase for sure. Do that. You know what I'm saying? You literally can watch videos on Coinbase and literally earn coins for free. Like you don't even have to spend your own bread. So I don't even want to hear, oh, I don't got the bread to do it. I do not want to hear it because this is the easiest time to make some bread for your grandchildren. So all
Indeed.
in all, go watch some videos on crypto. Get comfortable with it because the USD most likely ain't gonna be around for long, or it ain't gonna be that valuable. So definitely get into crypto. But yeah, that's my gem for the day.
Bro, can I ask you a question actually while we're here? While I got you on the horn.
Was good.
Bro, how come whenever I try to upload my NFT, it doesn't? It stops. Like it says it's like pushing it through, like loading essentially,
Like pending, yeah.
and then doesn't do anything. And I'm not even
So
uploading.
what probably is happening?
Go ahead.
Now go ahead, my butt.
No, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was gonna say what's probably happening is you have to figure out like the slippage fee. So like for example, the slippage fee is like how fast you want to push it through the blockchain. So the blockchain basically is like thousands of millions of computers that are all agreeing at one time for like a contract. Basically, that's how like. But that's the whole reason why people like decentralized blockchains in the first place, because it's unhackable and really untraceable. You feel me?
Okay.
Like you can't really fraud it. So basically what's happening is you have to see, most likely you're not putting enough Ethereum to push it through all the computers on the contract. So like usually when I did like my first NFT or something like that, I remember like I put more on a percentage of like the slippage fee so that it pushed through the blockchain quicker and more efficient. And sometimes I even do that for certain coins, like for example, like SafeMoon. Like you can't buy that coin. You can't buy that coin just straight up. You have to put like a 12% slippage fee so that it goes through the blockchain efficiently and actually goes to your wallet. So yeah.
Okay, we're definitely gonna have to chat more. Because
Oh yeah, for sure. For
It's so
he
weird.
had to run me through the whole thing too. Like he taught me
Yeah.
all of this, so it's
See, like,
it's a
any number, you
process
gotta
through
up
it.
the percentage on it.
Yeah.
You know
Say it
what I
again?
mean? I said like any number, you have to up the percentage. I know exactly what Bees is talking
Ah,
about.
right,
Yeah.
right.
So if it's let's say $50
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
55, 53, like, and then you'll just keep going until
Word.
it goes through. You know that.
Yeah.
You know, but it changes.
Okay.
Different.
Yeah,
To
we
try to-
definitely
But actually, though, but see, your problem right there, though, is the whole reason. Another reason why, another little gem to add on to this conversation is it's like a network called Solana. It's SOL. That's like the ticker name. And right now, it's a whole bunch of investors and billionaires from Silicon Valley that's pushing that coin, and this whole network is competing against the whole Ethereum network. Because right now, like to buy a coin on the Ethereum network, like you damn near, for example, you want to spend $20 to go buy a
Yeah,
coin.
the fees is
You know what
crazy.
I'm saying? Bro, them fees is
The
like
fees is
$200
crazy, bro.
to even buy that,
Yeah,
bro.
the
That's,
fees is
bro, that's
wild, bro.
crazy, yeah.
The fees is
So
wild
like
right now.
Solana, yeah, so like Solana, you don't even pay a fraction of that basically. You know what I'm saying? So that's right now it's competitive. And I think
just-
Solana, a coin right now is like 293 or 253 or some shit like that. And I remember when ETH was at 300 and ETH is at 4 racks right now.
Right.
So,
Facts.
yeah.
Yep. Sheesh. That's
Indeed.
good stuff, bro. Thank you.
Indeed. Look at Bees dropping the gems.
That's our stock. That's
Oh
our
yeah,
stock
nah,
market
he's
right
been
now.
Yeah, facts.
he's been that. He was
Yeah.
telling me this.
Yeah.
AT&T. He was when I see bro in the mall. He like,
Yeah,
nah, bro,
oh
this is
yeah,
what
bro. I
I
did
want.
tell you this at AT&T.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I remember.
Bees, you've been on this for a minute, bro.
Word. Bees definitely been looking out.
Indeed. But listen, man. Ross, again, bro.
It's been a pleasure.
Pleasure.
Same, bro.
Word up. Appreciate you.
This Side of Jersey podcast, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. I am your host, Ugly Steven, on Instagram.
It's your boy I Robinson 03_ at all.
Yes, sir. And this is B's on everything, man. It's been a pleasure. It's been a blessing. Thank you all for coming on. It's been an honor, man.
No problem,
Word
bro.
up.
I feel the same exact way. Thank you all for having me. For real.
Appreciate you,
Means a
bro.
lot.
Word up.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you.
Love y'all.
Yes, sir. This Side of Jersey
Love you back.
podcast, y'all.
Indeed.